On a sweltering summer afternoon, Detective Emma Jackson, an African-American woman working for the CIA, finds herself walking down a quiet street in the outskirts of Washington, D.C. She had just completed an undercover operation that involved a high-risk investigation and was headed to meet her colleagues for a debrief. Her plain clothes were well-tailored, but she didn't look any different from any other civilian on the street. As she passed a parked car, she was approached by a cop, Officer Brian Carter. He was an officer from a local precinct known for being a little too eager to assert his authority, especially when dealing with people he deemed out of place. Without any warning, Officer Carter stepped up to her with his hand on his holstered gun. The moment Emma tried to speak, he pulled it out, aimed it at her, and ordered her to raise her hands. "Don't move, lady. This is a traffic stop," he barked. Emma froze, heart racing. Her training kicked in as she evaluated the situation. She knew all too well that in her line of work, being confronted by law enforcement while undercover could quickly escalate. She calmly raised her hands, keeping her cool even though she could feel the cold steel of his weapon aimed directly at her. "Officer, I'm not a threat to you. I'm with the CIA," she said, pulling out her badge carefully from her jacket pocket, holding it up for him to see. Carter scoffed at the sight of the badge and let out a derisive laugh. "Yeah, right, lady. CIA, huh? You look more like someone who's up to no good," he mocked, clearly not believing her claim. His finger twitched on the trigger. The situation was growing more tense by the second, and Emma's instincts told her she needed to get this officer to back down before it spiraled out of control. She lowered her hands slowly, keeping eye contact, all while thinking through her options. As she shifted slightly, Officer Carter stepped forward aggressively, aiming the gun closer to her chest. "No, sudden movements," he warned again. Then he laughed mockingly. "You think I'm supposed to believe you're some kind of secret agent?" With a sudden movement, Emma quickly took action, employing the hand-to-hand combat skills she had learned through her extensive training at the CIA. In a flash, she disarmed the officer and twisted his wrist with professional precision. Before Carter even knew what had happened, Emma had him on the ground, face first, and his gun was safely in her hands. The cop tried to resist, but Emma held him with an unwavering grip. "Who's laughing now, officer?" Emma said coldly, her voice full of authority. Moments later, a backup team of local law enforcement arrived. The first thing they saw was a plainclothes officer, Emma, holding a uniformed cop, Officer Carter, in an unbreakable hold, the situation clearly out of his control. "Are you kidding me?" one of the officers muttered as they approached, seeing Carter on the ground. They quickly intervened and handcuffed their colleague, now realizing the mistake that had been made.